着きましたよ、お客さん。
ここが会場か。
Hi, I'm Cram, and today we're taking a look at Tekken Tag Tournament 2, which should be hitting a store near you right about now. The last time we got down and dirty with the Mishimas and Co was in late 2009 with the mighty Tekken 6, but since then fans have been eagerly awaiting the arrival of the sequel to one of the PS2's early launch games from 2000. Unlike the traditional Tekken fighting games, the onus is on tag team play in 2 versus 2 bouts, which creates a more diverse set of attack and combo parameters within the traditional one-on-one fighting gameplay. At a glance, Tekken Tag Tournament 2 plays very similar to Tekken 6, but with a tap of a button or flick of the right thumbstick, if you're not using an arcade stick that is, your chosen partner dashes in. For novices, this element means players need to learn the moves of 2 characters, although it's quite feasible to be more proficient with one over the other. AI on default at least does offer a fair and reasonable challenge for those taking their first steps into tag-based Tekken, which makes for quite the accessible game, especially when coupled with simple button presses for moves and set combo moves to learn and employ. There is an option to play as a solo character in most modes, such as arcade, survival and ghost battle, but this seems more like punishment, as the tactic of regaining lost health via resting is lost, and the opponents, well, there are 2 of them. For more seasoned players, the solo option offers some tight and refreshing challenge, which adds a bit more depth to proceedings. What's actually neat and frustrating at the same time is a general rule across modes, that if any player is KO'd, then the round is lost regardless of any remaining stamina of the out of play character. This mechanic satisfyingly creates some real tense moments, especially as the tagging requires some skill and timing to be effective. The gameplay is very much Tekken and remains faithful to what fans will expect. Tekken Tag Tournament 2 boasts a huge roster of 50 characters, ranging from seasoned vets such as Kazuya from the original Tekken game to newcomers like Lars and Elisa. Most of the series' characters are available from the get-go, and what's perhaps one of the most personalised elements is the option to customise their clothing and, to a degree, their looks. There are a vast number of clothing and accessory options which perhaps aren't as in-depth as they could be or as good as Soul Calibur 5's, but do provide players the scope to create some neat looking versions of their favourite characters. Arcade mode, for example, sets players against customised opponents, which provides some personality and variety. Purists looking for battles against default opponents can find solace in the time attack mode. Tekken Tag Tournament 2 boasts some slick presentation and smooth animations, with breakable floors and walls adding much more combat tactics to the stages. There are also new additions to the fighting called Tag Assault, which enables 2 characters on the same team to be on the screen at once for a brief period. Namco have evolved the old formula from way back when to present a more contemporary flavour, especially as 4 local players can team up for some real serious bouts, a first for the series. There's an extensive set of options for players to practice moves with their characters of choice, but also an interesting tutorial option which allows development and move customization of the combat character, which is great for beginners and advanced players looking to tailor a character to their own needs. The game's overall look boasts some pleasant stages from around the world, with fine background animations and lighting, although lacking in some detail on occasion, such as the NPCs in the background. But it's the character models of the fighters who are the stars of the show and look fantastic, with excellent skin textures and facial animations. There's even visible dirt on clothing and skin during fights. The only real gripe with the presentation is the intrusive ranking match banner that covers most of the intro screen when it appears. Those who have 3D TVs are also able to play the game in 3D, which is a nice bonus despite the visual degradation when characters begin to move. The audio is also as expected, with every bone-crunching hit sounding as it always has, but this time the varied and likeable electronic music comes with the ability to customize tracks for each of the stages, which is another neat bonus for fans. Tekken Tag Tournament 2 comes as a decent package for fighting game fans, as they dip in and out of offline and various online modes of play, which is accessed via a one-time use code. There's a lot to unlock in terms of each character's ending movies and extra customization gear. Sadly, there are no extras like Tekken Force mode being available from the off, or any real sense of a storyline, but players will find what is on offer satisfies the core element of providing a solid fighting game experience, with local play to challenge friends around the single TV always being a favourite, and the ranked and player matches modes for online to jump into for the wider competitive field. There's a healthy mix of fighting flavours to sample. The online component offers replay theatres, lobbies for 6 players and leaderboards to see where you stand globally. Tekken Tag Tournament 2 is a welcome addition to the Tekken series and will feel instantly familiar to fans of the more recent Tekken offerings. The game does feel a bit empty though in terms of additional options for solo players, as the Fight Lab mode, whilst excellent as it is, could have been the basis for a proper, more fleshed out story mode. However, if it's no nonsense fighting you're after within all the modes you come to expect from Tekken, then this is it, and most likely will appeal to you. Namco has done well in creating a rounded package for fighting fans, and one that is likely to have players hooked for many years to come. With such a positive game, it's hard to find much fault in the basis of the offering here, where the few niggles aren't enough to dampen what is a well-polished and highly playable game. The wait has been a long one, but after much play has been well worth it. Tekken Tag Tournament 2 scores a well impressive 9 out of 10. I'm Rob Cram. Thanks for watching.